Alright guys, welcome back, and today we're going to compare the three most common AADs out in the market, their features, their differences, and closer look. Alright guys, first we're going to take a look at the M2 AAD, made in Czech Republic. They have been around since 1999. The M2 AAD, built in the same construction, pretty much you have the same components as your any other AAD in the market. This one is a multi-mode, so you have 5 modes compared to the Vigil or the Cypress, which the Vigil Quattro has 4 modes. The Cypress AAD has 4 modes as well. This one has 5 modes. So you have student, intermediate, pro, canopy piloting, and tandem in just one unit. This also, you have a 15.5 years of service life with no maintenance required. So, Cypress 2 from AirTech. AirTech has been around for about 30 plus years. They started in 1991 with the first sport AAD. And since then, they've done many improvements in design and features for their Cypress AADs. In 1995, they came up with the first field replaceable cutter, which gives you ease to replace if you have a Cypress fire, and you can acquire a cutter in your drop zone. You just buy a new cutter, have your radar put that together, and you're good to go. You have the options of 1 or 2 cutter units. Also in 1999, they came up with the first waterproof AAD ever, and since 2003, it's been a standard on every Cypress unit. You have, like I said, 15.5 years of service. They're made in Germany by AirTech. No need for maintenance unless you wish to send your unit in for periodically check every 4 or 5 years. All right, so this is the Vigil unit. This is a Vigil Quattro, which is the multi-mode. You have 4 modes. It's the Pro, Student, Tandem, and Extreme, which you can select from the different you can choose with your control unit and set it to whatever mode you need it to be used. The Vigil always been the rugged or the heaviest construction of all the AADs in the market. It is definitely heavier and thicker than other AADs. Thicker cables as well. You have the option of 1 or 2 cutters. You have a thicker control unit as well, but they're all made in the same or similar way with stainless steel, aluminum, or high density plastics like that, like the Cypress units. Vigil, you have a 20 years of service, no maintenance required, unless there's an error code. When you turn the unit on and you get an error code, then you should send the unit to Vigil for a check. They've been around since 2002, and they're made in Belgium. So let's flip the camera and take a closer look of each unit and then compare them all, so you can see the differences in sizes, the types of cables, the cutters, and the control units. All right, so here you can see the 3 units next to each other. You got the M2. You can see how thick it is. Material is aluminum with your replaceable filter right there. Here we have the Vigil, most rugged construction, and the filter in this one needs to be dried off, doesn't need to be replaced. So from the 3, this is the longest and heaviest of the 3. And then you have the Cypress unit, replaceable filter that can be replaced in the field by any certified rigger. And here we have the control units. So they're all made, as you can see, in a similar way with similar materials, usually stainless steel, with an LCD display and 1 button operation. Here you can see the one for the M2, where you can select the different modes, check the jump counter, and the status of your unit. Here's the one for the Vigil, which is the thickest one. And again, you can select everything, buttons underneath that sticker there, so it's a brand new unit.
So you can select your modes and configure your unit and see the jump numbers and all the information displayed on the screen. In the Cypress, this case, this is a changeable unit. You can see up close here where you can see the different modes. When you turn it on, it's automatically by default set on expert mode. And then as you go through the settings, you can change the settings of the AAD. Cutters. So no all cutters are made equal. Here you can see the one for the Cypress unit. It's a cylindrical cutter, either 1 or 2 pin. Okay, so that's the Cypress cutter up close. This is the M2 cutter. And as you can see, compared to the Cypress, this one has 2 flat sides. That is made so when it sits inside your container system, it sits flat. And when the loop goes through it, it's not bending or turning to a side. So from all of the AADs, I like the cutter on the M2 better because of how it sits flat on your rig inside. And this is the cutter for the Vigil unit. So it's similar to the Cypress cutter in a way. And here's the M2 cutter. You can see them all 3 side by side.
I get a lot of questions of people asking which is the best AAD, what would you recommend buying, and it comes to personal preference. They're all made in a similar way. They are all equally reliable and made with good quality materials. So it's up to you which AAD to purchase depending on your budget because they vary in price. And the pricing goes from $999 US for the M2, $1190 for the Vigil Quattro, and Cypress units start at $1,200 for the regular units like the Cypress Expert, the changeable Speed, Student, or Tandem, and then for the wingsuit Cypress, it's $1,500. Well, that's it for today. If you have any questions about any of the AADs, feel free to shoot us an email to gear@chutingstar.com or give us a call at 770-445-4000 and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to get our latest notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.